It was my first time in the city of Gabbs, and I was drunk with wonder at all the sights there were to behold. My father and I had come from a small farming village in the east to seek counsel with the king. Raiders had been pillaging our village on the regular, and there weren't enough strong men to stop them. While my father hadn't wanted to bring me with him, I had begged and begged and begged.
"We'll arrive on my 18th birthday,"
I had told him.
"What better place to celebrate me becoming a man?"
"There's nothing manly about gallivanting around the city,"
my father huffed.
"A man's work is here."
"But this man does not want to work on his birthday. Besides, you promised me you'd take me to the whorehouse in Happy. I'm sure that the whorehouses in Gabbs are much more extravagant."
"Much more expensive,"
he muttered.
"It will be the first time that I lay with a woman. Doing it in Gabbs would make it all the more memorable."
"You never forget your first time. It doesn't matter who it's with or where it's at,"
my father said, gazing at me with wary eyes.
"Oh, come on. I promise I won't get in the way."
I paused, thinking.
"How about this? If you take me with you, you can forget the whorehouse. There'll be plenty of time for me to bed girls. I'm sure seeing the castle will be much more exciting anyway."
"Oh, all right."
He sighed in defeat, won over by thoughts of saving money.
"Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you."
I jumped with excitement, my mind swimming with all the interesting and unusual things I would get to see. Bold knights who heroically guarded the kingdom, fair maidens in their expensive silks, vendors and fools in taverns. My body could hardly contain my fervor. Soon we were on the road, heading for the city of Gabbs. It seemed like the longest journey ever. 6 days on horseback we traveled before the majestic city came into view. It was much bigger than I had expected, with towering walls that seemed to span for miles, built high to keep out intruders. Once inside, I stood, gaping at my surroundings. I had never been in a city this large before. It was everything I hoped it to be and more, with a variety of strange and beautiful people going about their daily business.
"Don't stare,"
my father chastised me, giving my arm a gentle tug to indicate that I should follow him. We walked through the city, up toward the castle which stood tall and strong. My eyes were distracted by other things, though. As we passed one of the whorehouses, gorgeously painted girls giggled at me, making catcalls and tempting me to stray from my father.
"Ian,"
he glared at me.
"Stop dawdling about and come on. We don't have all day."
"Sorry," I stuttered, walking backward to watch the horrors until we rounded a corner and they were out of sight. My cock stiffened at the mere thought of sticking into one of them. Any one would do.
"There certainly are a lot of people here today,"
my father noted.
"Are there? I wonder what's going on."
"Hopefully not a tournament. The last thing I want is to have to stick around here for longer than necessary."
"It wouldn't be the worst thing," I said dreamily, thinking back to the beautiful, beckoning women. As we approached the castle, the crowd grew thicker. To our immediate right stood a man on a small stage, speaking about the evils of a beast called the jinn. His brown eyes were wild-looking, and as he spoke, he made elaborate gestures with his hands, commanding the attention of his captivated audience. I couldn't help but smirk at him.
"What's going on? Why are there so many people in town today?"
my father asked a man who was standing toward the back of the crowd.
"Tonight is the virgin sacrifice to the jinn. Tomorrow there will be a tournament held in her honor."
The man responded uneasily, his eyes flitting between my father and the stage.
"There's no honor in being sacrificed to a monster,"
my father huffed as he continued toward the palace.
"Damn! How could I have forgotten such a thing? Now we're going to be stuck here for at least a few days, since the king will be too busy with the tournament to hear the pleas of the commoners."
My heart silently leapt with joy, but I put on a solemn face.
"Well, I suppose there's not much we can do about it. Might as well have a look around."
"You can look around after we secure a room at the inn, if we're even able to do that. Events like this bring in people from across the land. I have a feeling we'll end up having to make camp outside of the city."
"Let's get to it then,"
I replied enthusiastically, hoping it wouldn't take too long to find some place to stay. I wanted as much time to explore the city as possible.